So breaking news update, folks.
Gold!
The second gold medal for India has come home.
Yes, brilliant performance from the Indian bowlers, especially one under 19 bowler who had starred in the same year as we speak. So,
Tita Sadhu.
breaking news, second gold medal for India has come in the Asian Games, and it is the India women's cricket who have put on a brilliant bowling display to win by 19 runs in their defense of 117.
Exactly. You would think that 117 under normal circumstances would be at least, well, you're chasing it down, even if it takes you the whole match. Unfortunately for Sri Lanka, their batting was far too reliant on two batters.
Exactly. It was reliant on Hasini Pereira and Chamari Athapattu, as well as you may say Nilakshi De Silva to a certain extent. But 117, why were we saying to all you people that maybe it is still 55-45 in advantage of India? Because the Sri Lankan batting may have chased it down on some sluggish wickets in England, but here the pitch was an absolute demon to bat on.
Exactly. I found personally thought it was bordering on unsafe at times because early on I remember it wasn't Titas, it was Pooja Vastrakar who was bowling at one point, bowling a good length ball which spooned up.
And Sanjeevani got hit on the helmet.
On the helmet.
So,
good length ball.
Good length ball. So when Sri Lanka were 14 for 3 in 4 overs, you realize that they were facing an uphill battle, and that's exactly what happened despite Hasini Pereira and Nilakshi De Silva ensuring that Sri Lanka put up a fight. It just did not happen when Tita Sadhu, the under 19 star from Bengal, got Chamari Athapattu's wicket. It was
You knew that was half the game done.
I would say 80% of the game because Sri Lanka did not have the depth to ensure that they could mount up a fight. And as I had said, why did they want to bat? It proved to be a masterstroke in hindsight.
Because it became even tougher to bat on.
It did. We are all wondering maybe Pooja Vastrakar might not get that swing because if you look at the game against Bangladesh, overhead conditions were cloudy.
Exactly.
But here it was sunny, but she still managed to ensure that she got it. But Tita Sadhu,
Yeah, she was able to do enough basically to trouble the batters.
4 overs, 1 maiden, 3 for 6. At one point, she could have gotten 2 double wicket maidens.
Exactly, because it was the penultimate ball of her second over. She hadn't conceded a run, and unfortunately, Amanjot dropped the catch.
Yes.
If Amanjot had taken the catch, for all you know, it would have very easily been. She would have had figures of 0 or 4 for no run given
Of two
overs. So,
Yes.
2 double wicket maidens were very much a possibility.
Yep. And remember, Tita Sadhu, her burst of 3 wickets, 6 runs, ensured there was no way back for Sri Lanka, and there was good support coming from Rajeshwari Gaikwad. She'd ride up the runs. Devika Vaidya, let's not forget that Devika Vaidya put up a very good show with the ball, just under 4 runs an over. And Pooja Vastrakar got the wicket as well. Deepti Sharma got in away after she was hit for 12 runs. By the way, after the first over went for 12, the next 3 overs yielded just 2 runs and 3 wickets. And that's when the noose tightened around Sri Lanka. And that's why, yet again, 117 could not be chased. And 14th loss in 16 games for Sri Lanka against India. They just can't seem to beat this Indian cricket team. But it is a proud moment. Most of the smattering of Indian fans and the Indian contingent members that are there, it's a proud
Yeah, absolutely.
moment.
No two ways about it.
Because on debut, India's debut in the Asian Games,
They've clinched gold.
you have clinched gold. Essentially, prior to that, Pakistan were the team that had won the
10
gold.
and 14.
Yes, 10 and 14. And in the men's, it was Bangladesh who were dominating. But now, it is India who have dominated in the women's section. Tita Sadhu, Harmanpreet Kaur. It's a great comeback for her. Harmanpreet Kaur, banned for 2 games, scores 2 runs. But the captaincy, she was proactive. And on return, she gets the gold medal.
Exactly, and it's a big, actually, let's say, balm for a lot of these players who've been far too used to probably losing out on big finals.
Yeah. See, 17 World Cup final, lost. Then 2020 T20 World Cup, lost to the final. Then 2022 missed out by a whisker in the knockout stages in the group stage of the ODI World Cup. 2023 T20 World Cup could have made it to the final, but
again,
run out.
Again, that ran out.
Commonwealth Games final. That was the ultimate, you may say, botcher, because no need of that shot, but you give even a slight toenail of an opening for Australia.
And they exploited it.
Here, 117, Tita Sadhu's opening burst ensured that Sri Lanka just couldn't get going. And whatever balls, I mean, some of the shot selection also, especially from Nilakshi De Silva, She tried the sweep every single time knowing it wasn't connecting, yet she persisted with it.
And not just not connecting, on a pitch that, by the way, was very two-faced.
Yep.
Like, it was worse to bat on in the second innings because there were some balls that were absolutely ballooning up, but there were many which the pacers were bowling, which weren't cutters, by the way, which was staying very low.
Very low. And remember,
Why would you try a sweep shot?
there wasn't even enough power generated. I mean, so many shots were hit up in the air, but it barely crossed the 30-yard circle.
In fact, there were so many times I lost count of the number of times it's ballooned up. You're thinking, oh, they're going to take a catch, but it's dropping in no man's land.
Exactly, and that is the reason why Sri Lanka had an uphill task. Okay, we thought Chamari Attapattu hitting a 6, great. They are trying to be aggressive in the power play, but Titas Sadhu had other ideas, and that is why she produced a brilliant opening over. Second over, she could have gotten 2, but 1 drop catch. And then there was no way back for Sri Lanka.
Absolutely.
And that is why you're seeing so many happy faces in Hangzhou at this point in time. Because today, Monday, September 25 is a very special day. You already won 2 gold medals. One came in the men's 10-meter air rifle event. The trio, the wonderful trio of Divyansh Pawar, then you had Aishwari Pratap Singh Tomar and Rudransh Patil. Those 3 boys, all in their own passionate way. We have put up an interview also of Divyansh Pawar, how he was inspired by one particular game and he went to cricket. Here, if you look at it, Shefali Verma and Titas Sadhu, I'd like to talk about those 2 individuals because debut in the Under-19 World Cup, they won it. Here, debut in the Asian Games, they won it. So if you want to win World Cups, pick Titas Sadhu because she seems to be having that Midas touch of whenever she's there, India seems to win.
And to be fair, a very exciting addition, let's say, to India's pace bowling attack because she has variety.
Yeah.
She's very attacking. And actually, I remember being very surprised that you don't have someone like a Renuka Singh Thakur at all. Nowhere in the scheme of things she's been for a while.
I think that unavailability has been answered now because she bowls a wicked in swing.
Exactly.
Titas Sadhu. Beat the left-handers, beat the right-handers. Some of the wickets, I mean, stump to stump, little bit of swing in.
And that's it.
That's it. So I think Renuka Singh's unavailability means now Titas Sadhu will get a much longer rope in this Indian cricket team. And remember, all these statistics, all the runs, wickets accumulated will be counted because it's an official international match.
Yeah, these are T20 Is.
Yes, these are T20 Is, and that's why the second gold medal will be very special for 2 reasons. One, as Shane pointed out, it is the balm for, you may say, 7 years of pain.
When it comes to the Indian women's team in big finals.
Events. 17 onwards till now. So 7 long years. They have suffered heartbreak at every single point, some rather convincingly. 2018 semi-final, 2020 T20 World Cup final.
Yeah.
But the others were so close. 9 runs,
so
5 runs and yet so far. Here, no doubts about it, comprehensive as it can get. I mean, if you have to look at this total, 117 and all, 97 for 8, I think it's a comprehensive win.
Look, if you win a T20I match by anything over 10-20 runs, it's normally not a close victory. A close victory in T20 is considering the margins is under 10, 8, 7, 6, 5. 19 runs considering you were chasing 117. It's comprehensive.
It is comprehensive. So there was a reason, and the pitch, as we saw, absolutely became woeful.
It became worse to bat on, and even chasing after a point was not very easy because despite the fact that Sri Lanka knew exactly how much they had to get, they were really struggling to up the ante. It didn't help that they were maybe reliant on 2 or 3 batters, but thereafter also, I think if they had to get singles and maybe launch a blitzkrieg at the death, might have been at least feasible. But they were just unable to. The pitch was a DN.
But I could sum up that Sri Lanka had a lost chance with Chamari Attapattu's reaction. When she fell to Titas Sadhu, she just stood on the crease, she just put a bat on the helmet and she was just trudging off. She realized the game was done.
Exactly.
Because Chamari Attapattu held the key for Sri Lanka.
Absolutely. No two ways about it.
And without her, and when she fell for 12, after the start she got, it was the end for Sri Lanka. And the tactic of trying to be aggressive but missing, but not having a plan B. Nilakshi De Silva didn't have a plan B.
Yeah, Hasni Pereira also, I think, went for one big shot too many.
Yeah, you knew that the pressure was still. She was trying the reverse sweep, she was trying the sweep, she was trying lofted shots, just not coming out.
And to be fair, again, this is where you talk about a big match experience or knowing how to pace your innings. Hasni Pereira in that over which she got out to,
Six
it was the
and
same over where she had hit Rajeshwari Gaikwad for a 6 and a 4. Considering the asking rate, if you got a 6 and a 4, you can get singles or even play with dot balls. It wasn't a big asking rate from the off, but because you lost that wicket, then thereafter constantly the net run, the asking rate kept being bumped up.
Yep.
Towards the end, it was over 12.
15 rather.
Yeah, so you knew at that point it was never going to be a thing. But again, if I'm looking at Hasni Pereira, if you play on big knock, there weren't that many runs. But
Inexperience.
that's where inexperience comes into play.
Yep.
Because in the same over that you hit a 6 and a 4, in a low scoring match, it's not like your asking rate is 10 or 11. It was lower at that point. It was in fact 6 odd.
Yep.
Could have just.
It is not a good situation at this point in time when it comes to Sri Lankan cricket.
Yeah.
Because remember, their women's team rarely play. And I mean, in COVID times, they didn't even play for 1 year. 1
Yeah.
years they didn't play. When they came back, they were undercooked. They had some memorable performances against South Africa. They managed to beat England in a T20I series, but that's just about it. You won against a very, very underwhelming Pakistan.
Yeah.
And let me tell you one thing, when I saw the chase 75 for 9 and they took 17
80 overs.
I realized that if India even post 120,
It will be a challenge.
big task, and it exactly happened in that way. So congratulations to India, congratulations to the India women's cricket team. 6 years of pain has ended in dramatic style. It'll be interesting to see what Harmanpreet Kaur has to say in the post-match. If there is a post-match ceremony at all.
Yeah, I mean, for all you know, you might just go to medal ceremony and that's
about
the
it.
extent
yeah,
of it.
Yeah, so the women's cricket team has ended on a bang, and we are expecting that they would win the medal because they had sent a very strong team.
Yeah, this is as close to a first choice team as is possible. In fact, it is pretty much a first choice team.
Yeah.
It's only the men who have sent a second string team. That's understandable. There's bilaterals plus thereafter straight away you have the ODI World Cup to build up to do.
That's the problem.
So
and
it's
remember, it even goes on until the World Cup start. That's also there.
exactly, that's the thing. So it would have been impossible to, let's say, send a full strength team if you were the Indian men's side. The women's side though sent a full strength team, and they were always going to be the favourites.
Yeah.
Let's be fair.
And India once again showed that yes, in Asia they are the beasts, they are great, but when it comes to the world stage, you've got a lot of catching up to do when it comes to the Southern Stars, when it comes to the England team, when it comes to South Africa, when it comes to New Zealand. So that is why it will be very, very interesting. And that's where Nitish is saying fitness and fielding are poor. England and Australia were not there, otherwise we would have settled with bronze. But Nitish, I kind of 50% agree, 50% don't agree.
Because India have at times shown that ability to at least make finals.
Yeah.
So,
and in the Commonwealth Games, they did beat England in
Birmingham,
in their own hometown. So that's why it is going to be a really, really important thing. And remember, beating the Southern Stars takes something extraordinary.
Exactly, they are the benchmark now when it comes to that.
And see, the fact that India have beaten them twice in 6 years in ICC events speaks volumes. 2 times where India have beaten them. Beating the Southern Stars is a different feat altogether. So
absolutely,
that's why fitness, I do agree the fielding was a bit sloppy. It was sloppy, I agree on that part. Fitness, maybe, but then India are already gaining upper fitness. If you have to look at their fitness is on the rise at this point. It's not like 2010 or 2000 where their fitness was pretty
where watching them play was pretty sloppy at times.
It was. Adi is saying Titus Sadhu is a special talent, hoping to see Renuka Singh and Titus opening the bowling for India. Yeah, but I would prefer this bowling combo.
Pooja Vastrakar,
and because Pooja has swing and she's got a lot of pace, by the way. Titus, just a hint of swing in
and consistent,
metronomic. I think that duo will work much because the problem is with Renuka Singh, the same bowler like Titus. There's no variety. Pooja at least will give you that variety, Vastrakar in that sense. So that is the situation when it comes to the India women's team. Fantastic display yet again.
Absolutely.
And I'll be doing a special video on who is Titus Sadhu. Because remember, Titus Sadhu is a special talent like how you had pointed out. But that's the way. Pitch was like poor. King D, I agree. This pitch was...
the pitch was terrible. I mean, to be fair, you thought the first innings was bad. The second innings then ramped it up to the next level.
Yeah, I mean, some deliveries, a new ball, mind you, just on a good length, poof, hit you on the... And that's why, yes, Harshita Samaravikrama was injured, and that's why she's a very important way. She got that concussion, but I think she was not the same after that, Gopal Krishnan. And I saw so many puffs of dust.
Yeah.
It just exploded off the deck. And that was an indication that, sorry boss, this is a very, very poor wicket. And if it was the ICC governing this,
They would have given it below average at the very least.
12 demerit points and banned from hosting for 2 years.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see now. See, the men's side tournament hasn't started yet.
27th onwards.
Are they going to be playing on these pitches?
They will be playing at the same ground.
Yeah, same
but
ground.
They have 6, you may say, strips. Some will be flat, some will be like this. If it is like this, I'm sorry boss, T20 cricket will soon not be marketed at all in these kind of...
For world events, because see, the appeal of, let's say, a world event like this to try and spread the popularity of cricket is to kind of make it appealing to customers. If you're a non-cricket fan and you're watching this...
And the IOC also will be giving a close eye on this. What if in 2028 and 2032, where cricket is proposed to be in the 2028...
Yeah, at least for 28 they've proposed
Los Angeles Olympics, then why, if you have these kind of wickets, because you're going to play T20 formats in this.
Yeah, exactly.
If you have these wickets, these kind of run scoring, it's not a good
happening.
advertisement at all. This doesn't take away the sheen from the fact that India have won the gold medal, but I only wish the pitch was slightly more truer.
At least, okay, look, in a best case, I mean, no one has expectations. This is happening in Hangzhou at the end of the day. No one's expecting it to be like the MCG.
Yeah.
But at least be a flatter wicket, tilt through a bounce. This was nothing.
Yep. SL did a lot of blunders. That's what Dex is saying.
Yeah.
They didn't blunder.
I think they just kind of performed up to the expectations we had from them.
And that is also there, and it also highlights the fact that, see, Sri Lanka's over-reliance on just 2 or 3 batters. If you have that mindset, it may come off once in a while.
But not every time.
In a big game final, you will be caught out.
Exactly. You will need a consistently good squad.
Yep.
At least a playing 11 that's strong, settled, and not reliant on, say, 2 or 3 players doing the job for you every single time.
Yep. Siddharth Sharma is saying, in W don't have hitters for low, slow and turning tracks. We need to improve in this aspect.
No, I do agree with you to an extent, because I think a lot of Indian players are against stroke makers. So you do prefer slightly truer wickets, but I don't think they performed terribly. The problem here wasn't technical. It was that I think there was no application at times. It wasn't a tactical or technical issue.
Yeah, and see, Richa Ghosh is there. You give her time. She's also only just 19. She was also there in the Under 19 World Cup. So
correct.
Richa Ghosh, give her time. She is one of the power hitters to look forward to.
Yeah, I'm concerned if you're talking about form of power hitters, then Shefali's drop off has me concerned.
Yep.
Because one of the main reasons she was fast up was because she had that ability to clear the boundary ropes at will. Now, no. It's not just coming off.
Also, 9 of 16, she really struggled. And if Shefa, remember, her slump has been there for a long time. Under 19 World Cup also.
Yeah, she didn't perform that great.
The batter to look forward to, despite having international. Somebody else stole the show.
Yeah, Richa Ghosh, in fact, was doing consistently well in that level.
So that is why I will say that India can bank on Richa Ghosh for power hitting. And you have to look at the death overs. Remember that 6 that she hit was crisp, absolutely brilliant. And that is why I feel that maybe give her some time. And remember, India don't play much of cricket after this. I think you are playing a series in South Africa, if I am not mistaken. So that is the situation we have at this point in time. So India versus Sri Lanka, we have seen an absolute turgid fest at this point in time.
But who cares, because India won the gold medal.
Second gold medal for the Asian Games that has happened in Hangzhou today. The 10-meter air rifle event, men's won you the gold today. The women have come in, and remember, the women's team had actually won the first medal in the 2022 Asiads.
Correct.
It is a great feeling indeed. And Sachin Kashyap was like saying, India versus Saudi Arabia round of 16 would be one-side affairs.
Sachin, we'll save that for another video. I'll be doing stuff on that. So let's leave that for now. But that's the breaking news update for you guys. India won gold, and
we are joined by someone very special who's going to come in the next 2 minutes. Because at this point, Women's T20 World Cup has ended. Women's Asian Games has ended. Somebody just has to interrupt like a hero and come in for this, because you've got Mohit / Harshit / how's your health now? Much better after this gold?
I think I feel better with the gold now. 2 golds it's given me a good immunity boost, let's say. So, and Siddharth knows I wasn't particularly feeling well in the day.
Yesterday he wasn't feeling
even yesterday for that matter. But It's good, yeah. These things do matter, in fact, and speaking besides my health, let's say, but speaking from the mental health perspective, let's say, of the countless cricket fans that we have in the country, you definitely, understand how much this win means for the Indian women's team in particular, given the heartbreak that they've seen, tournament after tournament after tournament. And you thought that, even at the start of the tournament, you thought that there is no Australia. So perhaps. Psychologically you knew that you weren't going to be facing the opposition that has so often knocked you out, be it the Commonwealth, be it the World Cup, that has so often knocked you out in big tournaments. So would have been a psychological boost. Okay, then of course the first match against Malaysia gets washed down completely. Then the other match you win comprehensively against Bangladesh, though it was close at one point, but then India did enough to
just 2 wickets
again. That early wicket of Shefali Verma, Shefali got a 50 if I'm not wrong the other day.
How could she? It was.
But today as well, again, once you saw that first over, 12 odd runs or something, that again
Chamari,
again. So, but again, you were in control. And it's good. Yeah, this team needed this. Again, we were hoping for an India-Pakistan final in some aspect.
Didn't happen again.
That aspiration wasn't fulfilled at the Asian
But I will
Asia
say
Cup.
one thing: the women's team put up a better show than the men's team in the Asia Cup.
They did. The Sri Lankan team.
The Sri Lankan men's team should really look at it and say, "Come on, yeah, we could have done a whole lot better."
At least put up a little bit of fight.
But that you cannot say that the Premadasa was an absolute minefield. The Ketarama was absolutely a true wicket. Yet you got blasted out for 50. At least this team.
This was a tricky wicket actually.
It was a terrible wicket.
It was not an easy wicket to bat.
terrible.
Wicket very mildly.
Yeah.
It is borderline an unsafe wicket, by the way.
Yeah, because you saw how Harshita got hit on the head when that second over from a good length.
Good length is hit her head. How do you do that?
Exactly, and there's so many puffs of dust here from the wicket. It showed that the wicket, either it was so poor, it was somehow held through. But after that, if the men's games are going to be here, I think it's a very poor advertisement then if you want to market cricket globally.
I'm not too sure if they have a lot of stadiums anyway.
No, they don't.
They're playing all at this.
All in the same venue.
Exactly. I think it's the stadium was being mocked on social media as well. People saying
Not a very big stadium.
Firstly, not a big enough stadium. Again, you look at the vicinity and the fact that it's not completely like a closed stadium per se. There's open spaces. You'll probably just have, because with Indians and the Indian batters like Shivam Dube and all, given the kind of Rinku Singh, the kind of hitting that you saw from the in the IPL, if those guys were to exhibit that over there, you're only going to be busy finding balls at all times.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the problem. I mean, see, but China, you're hosting it there. Where on earth are they going to produce MCG as Shane Bond? How will you?
You're not going to get the MCG over there.
True.
You have to make do with whatever you find.
The art of pitching, but remember, the ACC has a cricket committee wherein they will ensure that the pitches are up to cricketing standards. But this, I think, someone either missed the script there, or the weather that was there did not allow them adequate preparation time. Because remember, they're playing all back to back. There was only a day's gap. Normally, a final, you would say, okay, after the end of the semi-finals, there will be a 1 day gap.
Yeah.
But here, there wasn't even that. And remember, Asiad, Commonwealth, and all these things, it will happen. I'm just wondering, Shane, I mean, if you have to play on this wicket, supposing they had that vitality blast kind of a thing, 2 semi-finals and a final on the same day.
Same pitch. Oh my god.
How would that have been then?
It would have been terrible. The scores would have gotten worse and worse progressively.
Yeah. King D, it's bigger than Indore Stadium.
No, it's not.
No, I mean, okay, I will say this, it's not as flat as the Indore Stadium.
Obviously.
The pitch.
See, Indore also 55 meter 6 there was hit yesterday. A 55 meter 6
but here these are 50 meter boundaries.
That's a bit of a joke, truth be told.
And this is 50 meters.
But I am not judging pitches because see, Adelaide also 1 square is about 50 meters. Auckland is 45 meters. Your 30-yard circle, after that 15 meters, that's the boundary. Your fly slip is third man in Auckland. Imagine, that's okay. The problem with Auckland is that it's a rugby ground. It's not a cricket ground. With here, China is anyway not a big market for cricket.
That's a bit of an understatement.
It isn't. And anyway, the Asian Games, this time cricket was given a push. After 8 years, it's coming back into the fold. You didn't have it in Jakarta, Palembang. You had it in Incheon, and then you had it in Guangzhou. So that's where Pakistan, in the women's team, Pakistan had won twice. And here, it stays in the subcontinent with India winning it in a big way.
Remember the coincidence, Pakistan getting knocked out in the men's cricket team,
By
at
Sri
the
Lanka.
hands of Sri Lanka.
Again.
The same happening over here. And I just wonder if in the Asia Cup, no, they don't play each other at the end, they play each other at the start. I remember, I think it's the second game for Sri Lanka. For Pakistan, Pakistan's second game of the tournament is against Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
They first play, I think, Netherlands. That's their first match. Second is Sri Lanka. Third, of course, is
India.
India. And remember, Sri Lanka have never beaten Pakistan in the World Cup ever. From 75 onwards till now, it's 7-0. You're talking about 7-0 India. It's 7-0 Pakistan in their favor against Sri Lanka.
Dear God.
So that's Sri Lanka. The only team that they have to defeat is Pakistan. They've beaten Australia, can you believe? 1996 World Cup. But they have never beaten Pakistan. But in the Asia Cup, they struggle. So coincidences, Pakistan lost to Sri Lanka in the last Super 4 game of the Asia Cup. Here, they lost in the semi-finals. That was a virtual semi-final. India versus Sri Lanka final. Not as one-sided. This was kind of some tense moments. Only one or two. Apart from that, total dominance.
Yeah.
So that is the way it is. And
the women have, they're in fact leading the gold rush, so to say, and they've shown the men where exactly and how exactly to.
You mean the men's cricket team?
Yeah, the men's cricket team. The men's cricket team. So yeah, there for them the action begins on the third, and it is now for the men to catch up with the women and ensure that they too get a gold medal.
Should happen.
See, our Indian team that's going to the Asiad, they are all got massive amounts of experience thanks to the IPL.
Yeah, and
This kind of tournament, it will help.
And they flirted with even some of them have played international experience. They've got international experience also. Rituraj, Dubey, even a Rinku for that matter, Arshdeep. So there's a lot of.
Is Umran there?
Umran isn't there, no.
Isn't there.
But Washington Sundar will most likely be there.
Yeah. So okay, that's a different debate altogether.
Arshdeep.
Yeah,
We mentioned Arshdeep.
So congratulations yet again. It's a golden Monday indeed. At the very morning, we got our first gold medal, the 10-meter air rifle men's event. The trio of wonderful boys, they did it. And here, the India women's team get the second gold. And they have only just begun towards Mission 100, which the Indian contingent wants this time in Hwangzhou.
Or as the broadcaster is saying, is bar 100 par.
Is war shatak war? Maybe it can happen. Because shooting has lived up to its expectations.
You were at 70 last time, you're looking at 30 more medals, but so much has changed from the previous time.
2018 to now.
Exactly.
See, if you look at it from the last 5 Asian Games, there has been an upward climb until 2010 when you suddenly dipped. From 65, you dipped to 57, but then you rose up to 70 in Jakarta Parliament. Here it is Hwangzhou looking at 921 athletes in total, 655 athletes in total.
The Indian contingent.
Yeah. On an average, 1 in 6
is fairly doable, should be doable.
doable in that sense. But remember, the disciplines that will give you the most gold are athletics. Your athletics contingent is very strong. Most of them have done well. So the cricket expectations have lived up to the mark. We are expecting 2 out of 2 gold. Maybe it will happen.
Like we said, anything less than a gold would probably have been
Disappointment.
an under par performance from either of the teams. Both of them were primed to win the ultimate prize.
Especially women's.
Yeah.
Because women's team are the best in Asia because they are the only team that challenge Australia and England consistently. So Harmanpreet Kaur, a grand return for her in this.
At least with captaincy.
At least with captaincy, yes. With the bat she struggled, but captaincy she's got the gold.
Yeah, just 2 runs.
Just 2 runs, yeah. But form and all doesn't matter. Asian Games.
You won a gold medal.
Won a gold medal and rejoice. 140, 140 crore. That's the population of India at this point. 140 crore.
140 se adhik.
Adhik. Yes. So congratulations, India. Second gold medal from me, Shane, and Harshit. It's bye. We'll be back for more updates, and I'll be doing a special profile on Teeter Sadhu. Bye bye.